What is up, everybody? How's it going? I am here again. And look, this is a surprise. You have your first guest for the show. Now, for this episode, the first guest for this very podcast is actually kind of a repeat guest, but this is like an official first guest, okay? Because we have the equipment to have people on. Before it was ridiculous. So my first guest is my wife, Teresa Hamlin. You may follow her at, Teresa Hamlin 123 on Instagram. And if you'd ever like to stay at an Airbnb near Zion National Park, you can look for these places, okay? You can look for the Watchmen View Gallery, the Watchmen View Haven, or the Watchmen View Tower, or on Airbnb or VRBO. And then that means you're supporting my wife, and you're supporting me indirectly. So, what do you say? Huh? What do you say? Also, if you'd like to support this podcast, you can go to the link. What was it? I'm not prepared for this one. If you're watching the video, it's going to be below. And if you're listening, linktr.ee/KHALU2. And you go to the Standup Comedy course that's online for beginners. So if you would like to do stand-up comedy or have some sort of public speaking desires, because if you can do public speaking for stand-up comedy, you'll be able to do the regular stuff. It's the same, actually it'll be better because you can make people laugh. So what do you say? Anyway, let's get on with the show. I'll see you later, my friends, my little cunties. Boo boy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Hey. All right, for what seemed like 7 hours, Teresa drinking coffee, and then the dog came over to say hello. We're finally here, and we have a setup for multiple people, actually, but we're sticking with 2, okay? Let's see how it goes with 2. And without further ado, my wife, Teresa Hamlin, is here. Say hello, Teresa.
Hello.
That's it? Okay.
Not falling for that.
So, I said, well, you've been a guest on this podcast before, and oh, come on, buddy, stay away from the cables. You've been a guest on this podcast before, but it was very annoying because we only had the one microphone, so we were like passing each other's things over and over, and it was not the best. So now we can actually talk at the same time. We won't because it's very annoying for the listener or the viewer. But hello, how you doing?
Pretty good, honey.
Yeah?
Pretty good, yeah.
That's it?
What about you?
Okay. All right. So let's.
It's been a good day.
Yeah. Well. So we went to the lake and then we went to Target. It was fun.
It was a really nice day.
All right.
And we went to sporting goods store.
Well, we don't need to tell everybody wherever. It doesn't have to be exactly what happened. Just give them a glimpse.
No play-by-play? Okay.
No. So, my wife is the first official guest, okay? And please tell us about, where did you grow up?
I grew up in northern Minnesota. Tiny little town, 5 miles south of Canada.
Yeah. What's the name of the town?
In the middle of nowhere. The name of the town is called War Road.
Did you enjoy growing up in War Road, Minnesota?
I did. I liked, but
Keep it closer to your mouth.
I always wanted to travel and, get out of there. But I appreciated it much more than I did when I was living there.
Yeah.
It was really cold.
How cold was it?
Too cold.
Okay.
It was too cold.
So,
it was like the year I moved to South Florida to be a nanny. My dad sent me a picture that winter, and it was 55 below zero on the front porch.
Fahrenheit?
Yes.
Fahrenheit?
55 below zero Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius.
I don't know either, honestly.
You don't know?
No, why would I know?
I know.
Yeah, but I know Celsius and I know Fahrenheit. I don't know how to convert them, okay? I'm not a scientist.
I don't know, but you're pretty smart, so.
Yeah, but that
Anyway.
doesn't mean I know how to convert things. Anyway, so what was it? What was growing up in Warroad, Minnesota like? Tell me a little bit of what you did in high school and things like that.
Well, it was really small high school. In fact, it wasn't. It was all kindergarten through 12th grade until I was in 7th grade, and then they created the high school. So it was kindergarten through 6th grade, and then 7th through 12th grade in another building because we were growing. The town was growing, but still, there's only 1,700 people there, and it was, like I said, it was cold. I, spent a lot of time when we lived about 4 miles outside of town. So, we did have 3 months of summer, which was nice. We had a strawberry farm, and my dad loved exotic animals, so he had peacocks and golden pheasants and white-tailed deer, although that's not exotic, but we had like 80 acres, which my parents still live on up there. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I played sports in high school, basketball, volleyball. And
What was your favorite sport?
I was in band. I loved watching hockey, and we played hockey in like gym and stuff. But it was so much fun to watch the hockey games and be in the band and cheer the team on. And when my brothers were little, we had a creek behind the house, and we would my sister and I would go scrape off the pond. There was a part of it that was a little pond, and so we'd scrape that off for them, and they would skate on there. Then they ended up playing hockey, and it's funny because I'm the oldest, and there's my sister, and then the two boys, the two younger brothers, and the high school hockey in Minnesota is really popular, and it's televised. Like the state championships, the high school state championships, are televised like on national stations, and so our high school, every time there was one of us kids graduating, our high school team made it to state finals, and they won.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, each year. So anyway.
So, out of the sports you played, so hockey is a big thing in Warroad. Obviously, a lot of big time hockey players have come out of that town.
Yeah,
So
seven Olympic medalists.
Okay, and they call it Hockey Town, USA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So were women not allowed to play hockey when you were growing up, or you just didn't want to play?
I just don't remember. I just remember the guys played hockey, and eventually there were some girls that started playing on the team. I know for sure when my brothers were playing, there were a couple girls on the team.
But they were doing like a mixed.
Marvin, and yeah, they were mixed with the boys, so they played all together. And then as they got older, that was when they were younger, and then as they got older and into high school, they did have I think they had a girls team. Yeah, so it just as more girls wanted to play,
Yeah,
they were able to have a team.
Yeah, because when I've been there, I always see pictures of the girls teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't sure if they just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
remember what year they had enough girls to start a team, but it wasn't when I was in high school.
So out of the sports you played, which one was the one you liked the most?
Oh, I really liked volleyball.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was fun.
Was there an actual competitive team, or was it just more of a recreational activity?
It was a high school, sports team. So we played, and basketball was fun too, but I don't know. I just like volleyball more, I think. Um, I think
What position did you play? Are there positions in volleyball?
I don't
I don't
even
know anything
remember.
about
It's
it.
been so long. I don't remember. I would switch. Well, in volleyball, you go around. So, and I'm trying to remember the names of the positions.
I don't know. I just remember net and the guy that serves, and then that's it. And I when I played volleyball, it was like, you know.
Beach volleyball.
No, I didn't play beach volleyball. I actually played like in a gym.
Oh wow, that's cool.
But it it wasn't like a competitive thing. It was just like in PE, like they made you like do sports and stuff like that. Sometimes like I loved playing soccer, but sometimes they would have you do like different sports like basketball or volleyball. So whenever I played volleyball, it was it was fun, but it wasn't like my favorite thing to do. My brother did. He actually was on the competitive volleyball team. He went to, I think, one time. I don't know if it was Ecuador or Venezuela, but he like the volleyball team. He was on that team that went
in
overseas.
high school?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, in high school, and like
so cool.
yeah. Anyway, so you don't remember any of the positions?
Well, I mean,
No.
you switch around.
Okay.
You know,
It's a round robin kind of thing.
I think that's what I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, you just, you just go.
Okay.
Like eventually everyone serves, and then you just kind of go around.
Yeah. Okay.
Play all the
So, sports. You like sports. What else did you do in high school? Did you have? Were you more of a popular kid, or were you more of like a dork? Well,
school, I got like A's and B's in school, nothing crazy. And our school, like I said, was really small. So it wasn't too cliquey like a lot of schools. Like the more, I guess more popular, people would always hang out with everyone, or like usually invite, pretty much the whole class to, if there was a big birthday or a party, the whole class was pretty much there. There were only 60 in my graduating class, 60 people. So,
I mean, that my class was about that size. So.
Well, you were in a private high school, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, way to throw shade at me. Oh, private. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that private high schools are smaller classes.
That's true.
Is nice. But yeah, I don't know. I've heard, horror stories of like cliquey and actually the school that was like a half an hour away. I know that they were like very mean to each other. I think some of the girls.
So your school was more like everybody gets along?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Everyone, was at least nice to each other and didn't, bully each other for the most part.
Okay. So when your parents were growing up, you said that they built a different school to be able to actually fit everybody in it, or how did it work? I don't.
Well, when I was growing up, I grew up in I went to the same school that my parents went to, and they had kindergarten through 12th grade in that school. When I was going into 7th grade, they built a high school. So I was our class was one of the first, if not the first class that was in that high school that actually got to attend. And then eventually they grew a little bigger, and then they built the middle school, which is like 5th through 8th, I think, grade.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah. So.
Did you enjoy your overall high school, like all your
Yeah.
school experience?
Yeah, I had a nice time. I, had art class. I didn't like math class, but our math teacher was really cool. He was, drunk half the time, but he was funny, and he would play,
Wait. your math teacher was drunk half the
Yeah,
time?
apparently. I didn't know that at the time, but people like later told me, and I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Why he would do these random things like pretending to throw a ball against an invisible ball against the wall, and then it would bounce back into this paper bag, and I don't know, he would just said off the wall things a lot.
I mean, that sounds like something I would do, and I'm not drunk all the time.
I know, but I heard later that
Oh.
he was
Okay.
he was drinking a lot. So, and
Well,
anyway,
you know, so you got to deal with kids.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. So you enjoyed high school. You enjoyed, preschool, whatever. But you just had to get out of there then, or
Yeah. Well, I got like a little bit of a scholarship to go to Moorhead State University.
Where is
for
that?
college. It's right it's like a twin city with Fargo, which everyone's probably heard of.
Fargo, North Dakota.
And Moorhead is in Minnesota, but they're right next to each other. And anyway, so Moorhead State University is where I got accepted, and I got a little scholarship to go to do this legal assistant program. So I went there for a year. I tried it out, and I took a bunch of the classes and decided that I didn't want to. I know I'm keeping you up, huh?
No, it's just been a long day. So, yeah, you go to Moorhead. You did a year. You didn't enjoy it that much.
No.
Was it the cold?
I had a great time.
Oh, you had a great time?
Oh, yeah. I loved my roommate and the parties, and a lot of friends went to that school. So we were drinking a lot. We were partying a lot. But the classes that I took to be a legal assistant, I realized that I just didn't want to research my life away. I didn't want to be indoors like so many hours just in front of a, like
computer.
Exactly. So I was like, oh, I need to find something else to do. And a friend of mine in Doll Hall, it was the dorm I stayed in was an all-girls dorm called Doll Hall, DAHL.
DAHL?
Doll.
Oh, doll, like rolled doll?
And
I thought it was like doll, like DOLL.
No. And there were co-ed dorms like right next door. Like some of my friends lived at the dorm next door, which was called the Beer Can. I don't even remember the name of the actual dorm, but it was round like and it looked like a beer can, so that's what we called it. And anyway, so that was a co-ed. Each floor was like boy, girl, different floor. And yeah, so
where'd you go after?
My friend
Moorhead?
down the hall at Doll Hall had been a nanny and au pair, and she had signed up with this agency in North Carolina called Notre Maison. And so she referred me. I filled out the application, which is like 18 pages, front and back.
For being a nanny?
Well, you're taking care of someone's most precious thing in the world.
That's debatable.
Okay, most parents think that their kids are the most precious item in the world. And so, they do background check and they do all this like extensive interviewing and everything. So I did that, and the parents pay tens of thousands of dollars to find these, and nannies. Anyway, so I did that, and the lady that called me was from Palm Beach, the first lady who called me, and she interviewed me, and she's like, okay, can you fly out in a few weeks? And I'm like, sure. So
they just, hey, you fly out in a few weeks, and then that's it. You just
out.
Was that for an interview or for
no?
just
She
to
interviewed
go
me
live?
over the phone.
The
The agency had already vetted like everything, like all of my
But they didn't do any sort of like chemistry testing, air quotes, with the like you and the family and things like that.
No, they didn't do that. But it worked out. I went out there, and The family was a little like there were two girls. One was 6 and one was 13, and I loved the whole family. The mom was great. She was an actress, and the dad was an attorney. And I was living right next to the nursery, the 6-year-old's bedroom. They still called it the nursery, but and the mom and dad were living like, this was on the second floor, like a little ways down the hallway, and then the teenager, the 13-year-old, was living like a little further away from that, and their bedroom, their bedrooms were. That's how the house was set up. So, and then downstairs was the kitchen and the.
Okay.
Anyway,
how long were you there?
I was with them for a year and a half, I think.
Oh, so you were only with them I thought you were with them a lot longer.
No, I did live in South Florida for 6 years, though. I started working after that. I was going to school, to college, in Palm Beach, and then I also started working at the YMCA full time. And
It's not about you. Don't worry about it.
I know. We were in the sun for a while today.
Yeah.
In the water.
Anyway, proceed.
And anyway, so yeah, I stayed with them for a year and a half. Unfortunately, the mom got a little nuts. The dad was great. He was an attorney, and he was there, like most nights, sometimes late. And the mom was there. She would go and play tennis, sometimes have auditions in Orlando or Miami.
How far is Palm Beach from Orlando?
I think it's like 3 hours.
Okay. Because Miami's like about an hour, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So yes, but unfortunately it was a culture shock for sure when I first got there. Like I don't want to say anything bad about anyone because everyone has their issues, but it was totally like total culture shock for me. Like, I don't know. It was, we weren't allowed to wear T-shirts, like, as the nannies and the kids, unless they were playing, we were, like,
so
playing
they're like, very proper then.
Yeah, yeah. And in the South, there's, like, I learned that there's, like, new money and old money, and it's still, when I was there, was still a thing, kind of, and these parents were like not from old money. They were had like
they were
their
part
own
of the
fortune.
new money. Okay.
Yeah, and so they were trying to, and then you have like the status is associated more with old people who've had money for generations, and you want to get into certain clubs. Like the Breakers Beach Club was like $50,000 a year, just to
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Yeah, you've been there.
Yeah, I've been there. So after being the nanny, where did you go? So you were studying
I was going to college, and I was also working at the YMCA. I was working as in the summers, doing the camp counselor, and in the like.
Wait, you were a camp counselor?
Yeah, the YMCA summer camp.
What were you counseling? Was there like a particular thing that you were like focusing on, or just like overall?
Watching the kids during the day, and having, different activities. And then during the school year, I would, do the after school program, just pick up the kids. We had this bus. It was this big van, Dodge van, that was converted like it was an actual school bus. But so I would drive that to pick up the kids at certain schools, and then bring them there, and then work with them to do homework. And then they would, play basketball or whatever. Yeah, so that was fun.
Okay. What was that the whole time you were in Florida?
I worked there for almost 5 years, I think.
Oh wow, that's a while.
Yeah, YMCA, and then
What made you go? What made you leave?
I had a friend who, my college roommate from Morehead State, had moved to California, and she actually came out for a while and was a nanny for a family that that I knew needed a nanny. So, and the kids were friends. So we got to be nannies together for a while, my college roommate from Morehead. And then she ended up moving to California, and she kept wanting me to come out. And so after I graduated, I knew I wanted to get out of South Florida, and I was either going to go to Colorado, where I had some family, or California, and I had never been to either places. So I first went to California to visit her on her birthday, and I got off the plane, and this was Northern California, San Jose, and she took me all around to Santa Cruz, to San Francisco, to all over, and I fell in love with it. So I didn't even want to look at Colorado. So I knew that's where I was.
No offense to Colorado.
No offense. I was just so like in love with like California and the beautiful mountains and.
So you went to San Jose from the beginning?
Yeah, I moved to San Jose. Yep.
Okay. How long were you in San Jose?
I was there for like 11, 12 years, something like that.
What was your favorite part about Northern California?
I like the mountains and the culture in like San Jose and especially San Francisco. Like the food, the wine, and then you have nature like farms and stuff not too far away. The mountains are right there and the beaches are right there. So you have everything at your fingertips.
Were there a lot of beaches in Northern California?
Yeah, San Francisco.
The only one I remember is Ocean Beach, is it?
Yeah, Ocean Beach, yep.
Okay.
And
now
then,
Santa Cruz is, I keep forgetting that's in Northern California.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then the wine country is really nice. And
is wine country like a
Napa
beach?
Napa is like, no, that's just, I'm just saying what I
like what you like.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You like boozing it up?
Yeah, apparently.
So you spent around 12 years in Northern California. You liked the beaches, you liked the mountains, and you liked the wine country. It was Napa? There's another part. Sonoma. Okay, that's still in Northern California?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
It's more north. It's like 2 hours.
Oh, further north for 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
huh?
Yeah.
Which one do you like better, Napa or Sonoma?
I like Sonoma because it's more personal. You feel like you get like more contact with the winemakers, and it's a little, I don't know, not as commercial. But some of the wines in Napa were just amazing. So, and it's totally different experience, just a bigger scale, and beautiful too. So.
But it's more touristy, right?
Yeah, it's much more touristy, and it's just whatever you're up for. Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. So, you lived in NorCal for 12 years, and then there's a certain person you met, and then that made you go to Southern California, right? How long were you in SoCal?
I was there for 7. How long were we there? 2013.
I was there for 8 years, and then you were there for 7, I think. Right?
For 6.
6? No, you were there longer. Because I pretty much met you a year in, and then...
I moved there in 2013.
Yeah.
And we moved here in 2019, so 6 years.
What? No. Wait a minute. So I moved there in 2012. I met you in 2013. You moved in 2013. And then
we moved here.
You were there for 6 years?
Yeah.
So I guess I've been I've been lying this whole time. So how long was I in California then? I thought I was there for 8 years.
You moved there in 2012?
Yeah. 2012, and then I left.
So 7 years.
7 years. Oh,
7 years.
I've been saying 8 years this whole time. Sorry. So, what about what did you like most about Southern California?
I liked that the mountains were really close. And
so you like the mountains a lot.
Yeah, I love the mountains. And nature was, I didn't realize, like, you always, being from, like, in Northern California for so long, you always see and hear, like, these stories. Oh, Southern California is too polluted, and it's all city. LA is just, all city, and the, nature's only like 20 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can go to Griffith Park and, hike there, and the Hollywood sign. And so there was a lot of, nice, pretty, things to do outside there. And then,
of course, San Diego.
San Diego, yes. That's only, what was it,
It's
an hour and a half?
Technically an hour and a half, but it depends on traffic. But so.
But yeah, that was awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, my favorite part was, hanging out with you.
Oh, well, of course. Of course.
That's not what I sound like.
So,
yeah.
6 years in SoCal. So you spent almost 20 years in California as a whole.
18 years.
6 and 12, well, 18 years, yeah. Jesus,
Such a good counter,
you're
honey.
You're better at math than I am, apparently.
You're a good mather, though.
So you've spent just about half of your life in California, then.
Guess so. Yeah.
And now, what do you like most about Southern Utah?
I love the mountains, of course.
Okay,
like
that's the theme of this story. The mountains are pretty.
Like
to be
right
fair,
outside
Minnesota, flat.
Yeah, it is flat, but
It's beautiful.
it's got some mountains, some hills. No,
Hills?
they're
Well,
not
there's no hill. There's no mountains
not
there.
near where my parents live, though.
But it's beautiful. Like, it's all
the
woods
lakes
and the
and
lakes.
the
It's all
trees.
very nice.
Yeah, but I do love, like, just climbing the, going on the trails and just seeing so far
Mhm.
when you get to the top.
Okay. How long have you been here? About a year and a half, right?
It'll be 2 years, September
End of September.
28th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you like the mountains, and
Mm-hmm.
it's nice because, what else do you like about here? You don't need to say specific locations, but
Like that we're a little more, it's like a happy medium between northern Minnesota in the middle of nowhere and, LA, where you're in the middle of everything. And, you can drive not too far and still get everything you need. And the doggies have a nice place to play in the backyard. The house is, I'm so grateful to have this house. I mean, the reason we moved here,
yeah.
we, one of the big reasons is, the free housing and managing these beautiful properties at the base of Zion National Park, which is only, 25, 30 minutes away. So that's incredible. We can go there whenever we want. And, I love my my job and the life we have here. It's pretty awesome. I mean.
All right. So that's pretty much a recap of your life, right? Anything else you would like to mention?
I think that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean.
Okay.
Who wants to know this?
I don't know. The listeners, the viewers, we don't know.
Okay.
The people that are watching, they're listening. Anything you'd like to promote?
Yeah, there's a few beautiful vacation rentals that that people can find on Airbnb and Vrbo, and they're in Springdale.
What are they called so they know?
They're called the Watchmen View Gallery, the Watchmen View Tower, and the Watchmen View Haven. And there's also another amazing property that my brother owns on Airbnb, and it's also listed on Airbnb and Vrbo, called Zion's Edge, and that is about 20 minutes away from the base of Zion National Park, and it's
what about
awesome.
And any social media do you like people to follow you at? Are you one more active on one than the other? I think the one you use more is Instagram, right?
Yeah.
What's your Instagram handle?
I think it's Teresa Hamlin 123 or Teresa Hamlin. I don't know.
All right, I'll put that on the
I'm not really
on the show notes. Well, we post more than anything else on that.
Yeah,
so
I haven't posted for like a year, I think.
Really? Has it been that long?
I think
All right,
so.
well, we can get you doing that more often.
Yeah.
So, Teresa Hamlin, everybody, thank you for coming on the show, being the first official guest.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome. It's been fun, and then we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Love you.
Well, hello there, my good friend. How are you? I hope you're doing swell on this fine day. There was one time where I enjoyed someone's video, and I didn't know how to get the next one. So I thought to myself, oh, what if I subscribe to their video? What a novel thought. If you enjoyed this video, would you please like it? Subscribe to the channel. That way, anytime a new video comes up, you'll get the next notification. You know when it comes up. It will be swell. And if you enjoyed it a lot, share it with your friends. That's all I'm saying. Only if you enjoyed it a lot. If you didn't enjoy it that much, just keep it to yourself, Just keep it to yourself. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh my. Hi, I didn't see you there, but since I got you here, let me ask you a couple questions. Would you like to support this podcast? If that's a yes, then I have another question for you. Do you like stand-up comedy? Have you been thinking about it for a while? Why haven't you done it? Is it because of fear? Are you doubting yourself? Is that what it is? What if I told you that we can turn those fears into action and we can get some results, right? So, look, if you want to have fun, if you want to do stand-up comedy, if you just want to challenge yourself, if you're a business person, it's great to know how to speak in public because you have to do it constantly. And by doing stand-up comedy, you'll be doing it all the time, especially because it's a lot harder to make people laugh than it is to just talk in public. So, if you like doing that, and if you want to have fun, how about you go to the link that's below? It's right here. linktr.ee/khalu2. Linktree/Khalu2. And if you go to that link, click on the stand-up comedy course for beginners, and you can buy that course over there, and we'll all have a grand old time. You have fun learning how to do stand-up. I have fun being with you. It's all fun and games over here. So what do you say? You want to join me? I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.